Alright, today we have unboxing straight from the box, or right out of the box I guess. We're gonna take this little clipper out, we're gonna do a fade on the homie. So it's brand new, straight from the factory from Wahl. They might be they might not have batteries, so I'm gonna charge them if I need to, yeah. But wow, they're fucking strong. I'm sorry for cussing. Alright, so they're actually pretty strong. I've already been using them for like 2 weeks, but this is right off the box. I'm gonna be reviewing the clipper throughout the whole haircut, and the very first thing that I want to talk about is the runtime. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I didn't read the back of the box. I don't know what the runtime is supposed to be, and I did that on purpose because I want to be as honest as possible from a barber who uses this clipper. Like, would I recommend this clipper to other barbers? And the answer is yes. The runtime can be comparable, I guess, to the Wahl Seniors, which is the clipper that I've used for the past like 7-8 years. So I don't know if it's supposed to last 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours. All I know is that I cut 15 people every single day, back to back to back, and I probably only have to charge it like maybe 2 times, maybe 3 times. So if you have more than one clipper, it's really not that big of a deal, but the runtime is superb. 2 guard, lever open. We're gonna go all the way to the ridge line, and we're gonna follow this same guideline. Don't go straight with it, right? You don't want to do this, because then this is going like that, and then this is going straight. You don't want that. This line right here is following the same line you made with your zero. That's what gives the head or the fade that shape. And I'm going right at that ridge line, and I'm kind of wanting to make a line right here, so I know exactly where to stop. The blade on this clipper is honestly insane. It does not have a staggered tooth blade, but it feels like it has a staggered tooth blade. And if you don't know what that looks like, I'm going to put a picture up here in the screen. Now I'm going to repeat myself and tell you guys that I did not know, I don't know any, like, I guess statistics. I don't know what type of metal it is or if it's a different material. All I know is that I like it more than the Wahl Seniors. And like I said, I've been using that clipper for 8 years. Gonna close the clipper down. And in, out, and I'm not cutting these hairs, right? So I'm keeping my eye right here on these hairs, right? And I want these hairs to be towards the middle of my comb. So I'm gonna go in, I'm still got my eye right here, and I'm gonna come out, and I'm just gonna cut these hairs right in the middle. See that? See how it's blending better now? Now the same thing. Like that, and I'm going slowly so you guys can follow along, but usually I just like that, and I'm combing it just to make sure that I got all the hairs that I need to get. It's really bulky right here, so I'm gonna go a little higher and get some bulk off. All right, now let me tell you guys 2 things that I don't like about this clipper, and there are only 2 things that I don't like about this clipper. And the first is that the blade, I know I just said is really good, which it is, but for freehanding, it's not that good. Which is a little weird because for debulking, it is good, but for freehanding, it's not good. For example, let's say you're trying to shape up a beard to make it pointy, or you're trying to shape up the top of the hair for whatever reason. I feel like you have to pass over it like 2 or 3 times. I wouldn't suggest using this clipper to freehand, but to debulk I would suggest it, and to blend 100% suggest it. I have an announcement to make. I'm finally releasing my course, and don't worry, I'm still gonna make free videos on YouTube. I will always teach how to cut hair for free on YouTube, but if you want to learn how to become a successful barber, something that it takes more than just learning how to cut hair, that's exactly what my course is for, and it's gonna start off at only $25. This 1.5 guard is right under the 2 guard, and I keep flicking out just so I don't make a line. You don't want to make any more lines from now on. We took that line that we made with the 2 guard, and these are the only 2 lines that we want. And I'm still keeping that same shape throughout. I'm going here, I'm going to the 2, right? I'm flicking out, and when I go here, I'm also following that same shape. I'm not going all the way up here. I'm following that same shape throughout the whole haircut. All right. So now I know that I have 2. So now I know I have this much space to get my one guard and my half guard. So with my 1 guard lever open, I'm gonna go right underneath that. I don't want to make any more lines. I switched from my comb to my brush because the hair is getting shorter, and I need to brush all the hair out just to make sure all the hair is blended in properly. give it a couple passes, flick out, comb it, everything looks good, okay. Then go on to the next. Don't overthink it, and don't be scared to cut. Like, you need to cut this hair in order for it to blend. So you, like, don't be scared to actually get in there and cut some hair. Okay, everything looks good. I gave everything a couple passes just to make sure. And I'm just gonna pass everything one more time. Really lightly on his head. Like right here, my clipper's barely on his head. I'm just making sure that everything's blended into the 1.5. This is the 1 guard. I'm always having my lever open. It's always lever open. So I'm just passing it really lightly on this dark area right here. Just to make sure everything's blended in properly. Maybe I can get a little hairs just to blend it up even more. Now, the second to last step is half. And right here with this half, we want to go underneath that 1 guard, which should be like right here, right? Obviously you can't see it because there's no lines, but it should be somewhere around there. And then we also want to take care of this line right here, okay? That's what we're aiming for. I'm using the full clipper and the corners. And I'm flicking out. I don't want to go too high up, so I'm being very careful. If you go too high up with this clipper, you have to restart. Which is not a big deal, like, but it'll just, I guess, add time to your haircut. And I don't think anybody wants to be sitting in your chair for an hour. Whether you want to be a 1-hour barber charging $100 a haircut or a 30-minute barber charging $50 a haircut, I can help you out with any of that with my course. And like I said, it will start at only $25. We're only 4 minutes away from having the full information that I want to share in this video, and I will be sharing more information on Instagram, so make sure you guys are following me on Instagram at Joe's_cuts_1. Halfway, so it was all the way, now halfway. And I'm more focused on just getting that line out right now. I'm not worried about going underneath the 1 guard anymore. I'm just worried about getting this soft line that it's already soft because of the half guard lever open. So I'm just worried about that. And you see how it's so dark over here? You guys could probably barely even see what's going on. It's because my light is right behind me. So I'm gonna turn him, look down a little bit. And I'm barely getting that line. Now I'm gonna open it up all the way and get this. Close it all the way. Open it more. Open it a little more. Okay. Now close it all the way down, and I could barely see that line still. So I'm just gonna go with my corners, and I'm just gonna get it with my corners. And I can hear the hair cutting. I hope you guys can hear the hair cutting as well. And keep in mind, I'm not doing this just to go and play with his head or play with my clip or anything. Like, if you're gonna go do something, you actually gotta cut hair. When I first started, I was so scared to cut. I would just do this, look. And like, there's nothing cutting. Like, you're just wasting your time doing that. If you see something that doesn't look right, that means you gotta cut it. Okay, now we're gonna take this off. And I'm gonna pass over with the lever all the way open. Again, it's all the way open. I'm going right underneath that line. I can still kind of like, I can't really see it, but I can see it, like, I can visualize it. Like, there's no line there, it's blended out. But I know where that line is in my head. Should be like right here. Should be half an inch above this line, you know? It shouldn't be that hard to know where it's at. Now, this is halfway. And I'm barely touching that line right above it with my corners. And you see how it's already blending away? Barely touching with my corners. And guys, it doesn't matter if you go this way, it doesn't matter if you go this way. It really doesn't matter. Like, as long as you're just using the teeth. Don't think about it too much. Like, if you're the type of guys like, doesn't matter if I'm using 1 tooth or a 1 tooth, 2 teeth, 3 teeth, 4 teeth, on the left side, on the right side, like, you're overcomplicating cutting hair for no reason. Cutting hair is super simple. keep it simple. The more simple you put it, you keep it, the better you're gonna be. If you guys are new to this channel, I'm always reminding everyone to keep it simple. Why? Because the more you simplify something, the more you understand it. This is why this is going wrong. This is why this is going right. The more you understand something, the better you'll be at that something. In this particular case, we're talking about cutting hair. So don't forget, simplify. Now back to the clipper review. This is the last thing that I'm going to say about the clipper, and that's that the clipper gets a little too warm. Not the clipper itself, but the blade. The blade gets a little too warm. Now I want to say that it doesn't get hot, it just gets warm, which is completely normal, especially for me. Like I said, I do back to back haircuts, so if you have more than one clipper in your toolbox, this definitely should not be a problem. The overall review is I would give it a 9 out of 10, maybe even a 9.5 out of 10. I definitely have been using these instead of my Wahl Seniors, and my Wahl Seniors are my absolute favorite clippers. And yes, I have tried every single clipper brand out there, and also yes, I am a Wahl ambassador, but I only tell you guys to buy things that I use myself, and this is definitely something that you're gonna see in all my videos, not because I'm trying to promote or anything, because I genuinely like the clipper, whether I was a Wahl ambassador or not. Okay, now let's go back to my course. For the first 25 people only, I will be charging $25 a month. Now this is 100% going to be worth one haircut every single month. All you have to do is cut one hair every single month, and half of that will pay for the course. Here's an example of some things that you can find in the course, and keep in mind, I will constantly be updating this. Proven strategies to grow your clientele and increase your earnings, insider tips on pricing, branding, and client retention, direct access to me and other experienced barbers for support and guidance, and there's so much more to come. I guarantee you, there's 100% going to be one course that no one is talking about, and I don't want to give us any spoiler alerts or anything, but I guarantee you no one is talking about this course and relating it to barber. The course is also not going to be just videos, it's going to be other barbers, including myself, pushing you to strive and to go forward. Hey, if we can do it, so can you. The first 25 people will also get 4 1-hour calls on Zoom with me, and keep in mind, this is for the first 25 people only. So if you're interested, go on Instagram and DM me the word ready, and I'll DM you as soon as I can.